Activision Blizzard has found itself in a number of major headlines, from the culture of harassment, abuse, misconduct, and discrimination that has been exposed, to the Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard that's still in the works. And now they're making headlines after the latest financial results has revealed a performance that isn't adequate, isn't ideal. While the company is far from crashing and burning, the fact of the matter is that what these companies are looking for and what investors are looking for is growth. And on that front, Activision Blizzard is struggling quite a bit, having lost quite a number of players this last year, active monthly users, and their revenue and their bookings have generally been lower than years past. So, this was reported by news outlet GameSpot in an article whose headline reads, Activision Blizzard loses 60 million monthly active users in the past year. You read that right. That's a ton of players. No doubt it has in part to do with the allegations of harassment, abuse, misconduct, and discrimination, with employees having backed those claims that has led many to be disgusted by this company and just up and leave. And then there's the state of games like World of Warcraft, which many have been departing from in favor of superior experiences like Final Fantasy XIV and whatnot. But reading through this article will kind of paint a clear picture of what their financial situation and the engagement situation is when it comes to the company's gaming products. So, the article begins with Activision Blizzard has released its latest quarterly financial report, and the numbers were not good for the publisher, with revenue, player numbers, and Call of Duty unit sales all coming in lower than before. So this financial briefing was for the quarter ending on March 31st, 2022, and the reported revenue was $1.77 billion, which is a lot, but last year during the same time period, they had generated $2.28 billion. So when you look at numbers like that, that's quite a drastic reduction. Then you got net bookings, which amounted to $1.48 billion, which was down from $2.07 billion last year. And finally, you got in-game net bookings, which came to $1.01 billion, a decrease from $1.34 billion, just a downward slope across the board when it comes to the money that they made in this time period. And then there's the player number of things, with a more specific number provided in this paragraph. In terms of player numbers, Activision Blizzard's overall monthly active users amounted to 372 million for the quarter, which is still a substantial number of players, but we're down from a whopping 435 million players during the same period last year, a drop of over 60 million, closer to 63 million players that the company has lost this past year. Activision Blizzard's active users and player base crashed by a pretty significant 15% of last year's total. As for Activision's explanation for why all of this happened, well, a major contributor was Call of Duty Vanguard not selling particularly well, or not selling as well as many of previous Call of Duty entries in the modern era. Activision confirmed that it sold worse than Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Additionally, Warzone, the free-to-play Call of Duty experience, had lower engagement than usual, but Call of Duty Mobile has performed about the same as it did in years prior. Total net bookings for the Call of Duty series across console and PC, however, did decline. Now, Activision Blizzard is trying to paint a positive picture for the future by promoting some of their upcoming projects, like the next major Call of Duty entry, Modern Warfare 2, which is slated to release at the end of this year, I believe. And they also promoted a new Call of Duty Warzone game that is on the way. Activision's really placed all of their eggs in the Call of Duty basket. The poor performance of Call of Duty Vanguard, the comparatively poorer performance of that entry, set them back quite a bit financially this quarter, and they're trying to make it up by just shipping more Call of Duty, and hopefully more compelling Call of Duty than Vanguard, which, wasn't anywhere near as bad as, say, a Battlefield 2042, but it had its host of issues, and it just didn't draw in a whole lot of attention and interest, not on the level that past entries have. But Activision insists that when it comes to Modern Warfare 2, it'll be the most advanced experience in franchise history, while Warzone 2 will have groundbreaking innovations. Companies say stuff like that all the time, but only time will tell whether these buzz phrases will actually hold true. Whatever the hell most advanced experience and groundbreaking innovations means, I guess we'll see. Next up, we got information on how Blizzard, a subsidiary of Activision, did. Their financial results in the first quarter were down year over year due to a lack of major releases. Projects like Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4 are still some ways away, though they are coming out with a new World of Warcraft expansion, Dragonflight, that's in the works. You've got Wrath of the Lich King for World of Warcraft Classic. There was mention of Diablo Immortal, which is coming out on mobile on June 2nd, and there is a PC edition that's actually in the works. So for you guys out there who do not have phones, you are covered.
Do you guys not have phones?
But yeah, there is a PC version of Diablo Immortal that they hope will help bolster sales and shine a more positive PR on this project that was announced in the most tone-deaf way possible, and that was in large part what caused so much backlash. And then there is Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2, which they've mentioned development is progressing well. We have been getting impressions from folks who have played the closed beta of Overwatch 2, and generally from what I'm hearing, at least as far as the multiplayer component is concerned, it's kind of more of the same, just kind of tweaked with a lot of the sequel justification coming on the PvE side of things, the campaign stuff that they're shipping alongside this multiplayer update. We'll see how that goes. And then finally, we have information on the Candy Crush division, King. And as far as that endeavor is concerned, apparently they've been growing steadily. Saw in-game net bookings jump 8% year over year. Player numbers across all King games grew by a double-digit percentage year over year. So on the mobile front, Activision Blizzard has remained relatively steady and has seen some growth in certain areas. But when it comes to console and PC gaming, which is, the bread and butter of Activision Blizzard, that's where there have been some financial struggles when it comes to maintaining stability and maintaining growth because of projects that have been pushed back and certain projects that haven't been well received, on top of the negative PR surrounding Activision Blizzard that has pushed away a number of players who just cannot support this company anymore so long as Bobby Kotick remains the leader and the CEO of the company. The hope is that with the Microsoft acquisition, that will all change. Activision Blizzard will see completely new management, a completely different structure with Microsoft kind of overseeing everything, and hopefully they'll really work hard to improve the work culture of the company and the development processes so that Activision Blizzard can start seeing an upwards climb towards becoming a better game publisher. Though it's important to keep in mind that the Microsoft deal is still ongoing and isn't 100% assured yet. It seems very likely that it will ultimately go through, but there's still some hurdles. While the board of directors has approved of Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard, there are still regulatory hurdles from the government that they have to overcome, so we'll see how that plays out. But the general hope is that this acquisition does go through because Activision Blizzard is so poorly managed. There's so much complacency when it comes to corruption and mistreatment of employees that the Microsoft acquisition could pave the road for a far more positive future for this company that is in dire need of new leadership. Bobby Kotick needs to go, and there just needs to be someone to right this ship that has gone astray for the past few decades. In the meantime, though, Activision Blizzard has been doing everything in their power to bury its internal issues under the rug, with this recent report from news outlet The Verge, published on April 29th, 2022, reporting that Activision Blizzard has once again been accused of threatening employees for speaking out using coercive methods. This is not the first time something like this has been reported, the company behaving like scumbags while saying in the same breath that they're all about employees having voices, their voices are heard, and they're all about employees speaking out and expressing their umbrage so that the company can improve. It's all corporate speak. It's all BS. It was reported here that an employee was threatened by a manager after posting an article about the lawsuit in Slack and discussing holding Activision Blizzard accountable with other coworkers. According to former Blizzard senior task analyst Jessica Gonzalez, the company has a pattern of retaliation against workers who speak out. And I mean, if you've been following the headlines surrounding Activision Blizzard, that information should come as no surprise. In light of the latest financial briefing and some of the latest developments surrounding Activision Blizzard, its stock price has taken a hit with this CNBC article from April 27th, 2022, reporting that as Microsoft rallies for the acquisition, Activision Blizzard sinks to lowest price since deal news. And looking at the stock price right here, seeing the journey that it's gone through, you can see a major crash here starting 2008, but then it swings back up throughout 2021, only for that to crash again as reports of its awful treatment of employees began to come out. And then with the Microsoft acquisition news coming out, the stock kind of went back up, but then it's kind of stabilized here, but it's swinging back down again with the latest financial report. So it's definitely been tumultuous times for Activision Blizzard, though Bobby Kotick hopes to seemingly make a swift escape with a golden parachute, as according to this report from the Wall Street Journal, Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick could walk away with more than $500 million after Microsoft deal. That's a combination of severance as well as stock rewards. There is a glimpse of the article here that reads, in a securities filing Friday, Activision said Mr. Kotick would receive $14.4 million in severance if he is terminated or quits under a variety of circumstances within a year of a change of control at the company. It also said Mr. Kotick owns 4.3 million shares and has the right to acquire another 2.2 million, potentially worth just over $500 million combined at the $95 a share deal price. That's what sucks about all of this. Despite Bobby Kotick being in large part responsible for all of the awful goings-ons within the company, he still gets to leave, land on his feet with more money than he probably knows what to do with, and he just gets to live his life, and it's freaking BS. Let's not pretend that the law treats everyone equally. The rich absolutely have a major advantage on that front. But you know, if Bobby Kotick can be ousted from Activision Blizzard, from the games industry, if he can just frickin' retire for the love of God, or just never grace the gaming landscape ever again, at the very least, that'll be some kind of win, even though it's still far from ideal that he gets to leave with so much money in his pockets, money made off of the exploitation of the workers under him, the exploitation of customers and players and communities, and the desecration of certain game franchises, game IPs, and game launches. At least under new leadership, there will be some hope that things can turn around for Activision Blizzard, that games can be made with more integrity, with less focus on factory producing them out there, giving Blizzard the autonomy that they once used to have so they can do their best work, and just the encouragement to push for more innovation. That's what Blizzard used to be. They used to be industry leaders when it comes to just setting the standard for the various genres that they've tackled, but lately they've become a shadow of their former self, and fingers crossed that Microsoft's acquisition will right that ship. But obviously, the future is unwritten. Only time will tell how this will all play out. In the meantime, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are on Activision Blizzard's latest financial report, what you think this means for the future of the company, both before and after Microsoft's acquisition, should that eventually come to pass. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.